You're listening to an Airwave Media podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Want to learn how you can make smarter decisions with your money? Well, I've got the podcast for you. I'm Sean Piles, and I host NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast. Our show features our team of nerds, personal finance experts in credit cards, banking, investing, and more. And they'll help you make the most of your money while cutting through the clutter and misinformation in today's world of personal finance. You'll get clarity on strategies to help you build your wealth, invest wisely, shop for financial products, and plan for major life events. Listen to NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neal. I'm here with Ken, Jeff, and Matt, and it is December, and it is the holidays, and it is a bonus.
It's almost the end of the year, too.
Mm-hmm. It is almost the end of the year, actually. We're recording in real time, not 3 months ahead.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to do an end of review show in September. So much stuff can happen.
That's true, right?
It has, yeah.
And Matt,
imagine what the next 2 weeks holds.
Well, who knows?
I'm terrified, actually, because every week something crazier happens.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens with the news and if any of those events would be good trivia questions. But I
just heard Ted Mosby's releasing a folk album.
Oh, really?
The world's crazy.
Josh Radnor, yeah.
Josh Radnor releasing a folk album.
Is the ending going to be maligned by everyone?
The last song is really, you're not going to like the last song.
It just ruins everything that happened before it.
The rest of it's pretty good.
It just retcons the whole album for no reason.
Yeah.
It's a duet with Robin. You weren't expecting that.
Exactly, yeah. His last song is about how he banged your aunt. But we have a great game for you today. We've done this the past few years, and it's so much fun that we wanted to invite him back. We have an Oakland 5 supporter from Patreon here with us today, Matt Kirk. How are you, Matt?
I am fantastic. Ready for another year in review.
Well, thank you for being here. Do you want to remind folks at home what you're up to and explain what we're in for today?
Well, the daily grind is at a local tribal casino, but by night I will occasionally host trivia games at some bars and different venues around town. And I love putting the year in review together the last few years, so I'd like to continue the tradition.
Well, we've always said, Ken, that every time we do this game, we feel like we know what happened the year before, but it always seems to escape us because there's so much that happens in a year.
That's right.
Jeff, you usually remember current events pretty well. So does Matt. I don't know, always being on social media and stuff like that. But I think today...
I see it all. I just don't remember any of it.
Right. Yeah, you don't retain it. But we're just going to play as a team today, I believe, right?
Yeah, so that means, you know what? No rules.
No rules, right?
There are no rules.
Basically, for the listeners... Yeah, well, yeah, we all win. And for the listeners, just, if you need to, pause after Matt's question. I don't think we'll get him right away, but you can listen to us jabber on and see if you have the same conversations.
So this year I actually wrote the questions in chronological order, so I will offer you would you like to go backwards in time, or would you like to start at the beginning of the year and come forward?
I think we should go backwards in time, so it gets harder.
We could do that.
As it goes.
Like the last 5 years and merrily roll along. We'll go backwards.
All right. Well, we'll start off just about a week ago. What game from Larian Studios took home 6 honors from the Game Awards, including Best RPG and Game of the Year? It was a sequel to a sequel developed by BioWare more than 20 years before.
Can't wait to play it with your brother, Neal.
Oh, is this that one you guys were talking about? It's not Balderdash.
It's not Balderdash.
Hogwarts Legacy, right?
No.
It's not Hogwarts Legacy.
I know. I think that was best-selling game of the year. We had a similar question at one of our pub trivia nights.
Gotcha.
It's not Balderdash.
This is a game that I have in the house and should be playing, but have not been.
Baldur's
Heaven's
Gate
3.
Baldur's Gate 3.
I remember playing the original Baldur's Gate.
Did you say Heaven's Gate?
3.
It's the
They
game
did it
based on
again
the
and again.
on the Tommy Lee Jones movie.
Completely different casting, obviously, each
Yeah, a
time.
little bit.
So we're saying Baldur's Gate 3.
And that is correct. It was kind of a gut punch when I recognized that Baldur's Gate 2 was 20 years ago. I was just like, holy moly.
That was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I love that one. Ooh, go for the eyes.
And I meant
All
Jeff
right.
Bridges. Sorry, not Tommy Lee Jones. I know.
Shh, Neal. Slipping.
All right. A rapid unscheduled disassembly occurred on November 18th for which latest model of rocket by SpaceX? Jefferson had no comment on the event.
I don't know any models of rocket.
No.
I do.
I know he released his truck finally, and Jay Leno was driving it, and it looked really funny.
And then someone got stuck in the mud or something.
If
with
he
it. I saw that.
said he said Jefferson though, right?
Jefferson, yeah.
Am I thinking? Is this a
Oh,
Starship
Starship.
reference?
Oh,
Because I do know they have a Falcon rocket. They have the Falcon 9, the Falcon Heavy, something like that. There's
Yeah.
like 2 of their rockets that they've been using to launch satellites and stuff.
And Nicki Minaj said they were meant to fly, if that helps.
the
That's
Falconer.
for Neil.
Uh,
Starships.
Is Jefferson Starship the one who does "Don't You Want Somebody to Love"?
That was Jefferson Airplane. Jefferson
We
Starship
built this
is
city.
We Built This City.
Oh.
Or was that just
We built
Starship?
this rocket.
That might have been just Starship. Jefferson Starship did Jane, which is one
I'm
of my
so
favorites.
confused by the whole
Unrelated though.
Jefferson
they're-
Airplane,
they're like-
Starship, Starship.
That band is like Pokemon. They, continually evolved. And
Oh,
their
it
name changed.
evolved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's like its second form. So we're still waiting on Jefferson
Probe.
Probe.
Jefferson Moonbase.
The music really gets into you.
It's like that meme where it keeps getting more enlightened.
Yeah.
Are we right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Starship.
it is Starship. I actually would have said Nicki Minaj if I had thought of that, but Jefferson was the first thing that occurred to me. So,
Well, that's fair.
Hey, we got to it, so it counts. It works.
all right. What game publisher was finally acquired by Microsoft for nearly $69 billion on October 13th in the largest corporate gaming merger to date?
Nice.
Am I thinking of?
It was the Call of Duty people, right?
Yeah, this is also a city. Am I right?
Bethesda.
Oh,
I
Bethesda.
don't think it is Bethesda.
I thought they were trying really hard
thought
to
it
buy
was
Bethesda.
Activision. or
Activision's
something.
Call of Duty, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought it was
Ooh,
Activision.
maybe.
Well, actually, let's think about this though, because isn't Call of Duty only on PlayStation, which is a Sony property?
No.
Oh, okay.
You're wrong.
Okay, I was making sure.
And you should feel bad.
It wasn't Electronic Arts.
Your answer
Right.
is bad, and you should feel bad.
No, I don't think it was EA.
I think it's Activision.
I'll take your word for it.
If you feel good about it.
I feel good.
Is
right.
Activision your final answer?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're partly right. Activision is part of Blizzard, and Microsoft secured Blizzard.
Blizzard.
Oh.
That's why I had to be in my head.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Yes, Call of
Bl-
Duty,
bl-
they recently added to the Blizzard platform. And, yep, they are now part of Microsoft.
Long way from Diablo 1, Blizzard.
All of their games will now take place in the winter.
All right, here we go. Next question. What representative from California became the first Speaker of the House to be removed from office during a legislative session on October 3rd?
Oh yeah, I know this one.
Yeah, I forgot he was from California.
Yeah.
I wish
Paul
I could
McCartney.
forget.
If
he was
we're
from
already back
California.
that far, though, I'm really sad that we're going to miss out on a great House question that happened, I think, chronologically after that. But
Lupus.
I don't know. I was going to say
Different type of house.
Okay.
Yes. I think you're talking about Kevin McCarthy. Are you not?
Yeah.
Kevin
am.
McAllister, yeah.
I know it's not Paul
Kevin
McCartney. I
McCarthy.
was joking.
All right.
Yeah, I
next
always
up.
forget he's from California.
I wish I could forget, yes. 2023 is notable for being one of a handful of years without holding an Emmys ceremony, thanks to the SAG-AFTRA entertainment strike. The ceremony is currently scheduled to air on January 15th, 2024, but does not have an announced host yet. Which Community actress hosted the virtual broadcast last July that announced the 2023 nominees?
Would it be Alison Brie, maybe? She seems the most...
I forgot that they didn't even have the Emmys because that's how much I care about
If it's a community cast member,
I think it was.
would think she would be the one to
It's
do it.
unlikely it's Jillian Jacobs. I'm
It
guessing.
could be Jillian Jacobs, but
Or
Yvette Nicole.
Yvette Nicole
I think
Brown.
it might have been Yvette Nicole Brown because it was over Zoom or
You don't
something.
think Alison Brie goes on Zoom?
I don't know if she's. I think she's too
still on
good. I think
Skype.
she feels like she's too good
too
to
big
host
for Zoom?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to remember. I remember watching it. I think it was Yvette Nicole Brown. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Alison Brie
Now,
would be like, I'm
the
in a Netflix show. Why am I hosting
Would the
this?
person who did it be in violation of the SAG strike?
No, it's not scripted, right?
Yeah, if it was, as long as it was unscripted. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because like when they did the Tonys, Ariana DeBose did it, but they had no script. She just improv'd everything with bullet points. So that's how it went.
Yes, and who takes the Oscar,
Gotta do
the
what you gotta
Tony
do.
for?
It's up to you guys. I feel I'm leaning towards Yvette Nicole Brown, but it could be Alison Brie. I can't remember.
That's fine.
I'll back Neal's horse.
Yeah.
I'll say Yvette Nicole Brown.
Okay.
It was Yvette Nicole Brown.
All right.
All right. I think we are 5 for 5 here so far. Nice work.
No, we missed
No,
one.
we missed 3.
If you're giving us
Oh, you
credit
missed
for
Blizzard.
Activision,
Well, you sort. I mean, you said Activision. That's next door to Blizzard. So
I mean, they
that's
did
what's-
acquire Activision.
They're in the same dorm room, I suppose.
As part of Blizzard, but
Yeah.
they didn't pay $69 billion just for Activision.
No. All right, next up. Some intelligence sources have suggested the plane crash occurring on August 23rd outside Moscow may have actually been ordered by Vladimir Putin as an assassination of key operatives that belonged to what opposing political and military agency?
I totally forgot that happened. I happen to know this
mercenary
one.
group.
Yeah. Did you see Alexei Navalny's disappeared?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
More good news. Thanks, Jeff.
It's not.
Wagner.
Yeah.
Wagner.
Yeah, this is the Wagner group.
Wagner.
Yeah.
The
How does it go in
yes.
Russian?
It is Wagner.
Wagner.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vodka.
Is that watered down vodka?
Yes, Wagner Group is correct.
This was the mercenary group who like opposed him, right? And
Yeah.
guy
Yeah,
They
disappeared.
were with
Okay.
them, and
They
then
were
they
like
got pissed
rolling
at
right
each
into
other.
Moscow,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then his plane just fell out of the sky.
Because he was.
So-
I remember that was
Sure,
the picture
sure.
of the guy in the camo or something, right? He had like a military garb on.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, next up. Going back to August. On August 8th, a state of emergency in Hawaii was declared as wildfires devastated parts of Maui, including what tourist destination that lost over 2,000 residential buildings and several historical landmarks?
I have not been to Hawaii, so I'm not sure if I can name the landmark.
I think I've been there.
You've been to this landmark?
Well, not the landmark, but the town.
Okay. What town?
It's like Lahaina or something. I'm trying to remember.
Hmm.
I wonder, do we need to be that specific? Isn't this what they had the fundraiser for with The Rock and Oprah?
I would assume so. What are you thinking?
I think wasn't it just Maui? Or not Maui, I'm sorry. Wasn't it just like Oahu or one of the bigger...
That's a different island, but
It was a
I
specific
thought
record.
there
town.
was a...
point
It's
of
a specific
clarification.
town on Maui.
Oh, Pacific Town. Okay.
So let's go with Jeff's answer.
Yeah, what did you say it was?
Lahaina.
Lahaina is correct.
Nice.
All right, Jeff.
Good pull. All right. Beginning July 14th and lasting 118 days, SAG-AFTRA members began the longest strike in the organization's history. What do the acronyms SAG and AFTRA stand for?
Neal.
So I want to take a stab. How dare you?
I know.
So I'm pretty sure SAG is the Screen Actors Guild, right?
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
that sound right?
Yes.
Screen Actors Gold.
And what is it? AFTRA?
AFTRA.
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 So actors for the right acting.
The American Federation of Theater and... Am I close?
Yeah.
Radio.
Theater...
Radio
arts
actors.
or something. Actors? Yeah. What is it?
You're close. So AFTRA
I just wanted to take a stab. Okay.
Yeah,
so
you guys
thank
were close. AFTRA isn't for theater. It's a different guild, but yeah, it's a
television.
American Federation of Radio and Television Artists.
Except you flip the two. So you
yes,
television and radio artist.
Thank you, television and radio artist.
The ARFTRA. Yeah.
ARFTRA. SAG ARFTRA. That's the only one they would let me into. So I'm an ARFTRA.
All right. Next up, the 2023 Tony Awards honored what 82-year-old playwright with the Best Play Award for his latest work, Leopoldstadt, that had premiered in London 3 years ago. This late-stage masterpiece had theater critics drawing parallels to Schindler's List.
Is it because he also submitted it as like his final for?
I mean, he's 82 years
school?
old. He's up, who knows if he's going to.
I remember when this won.
But you don't know the playwright? I can't name any playwrights.
I can't think of it. I remember.
I can't name any living playwrights. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
I'm sure you know living playwrights. Aaron Sorkin, playwright.
Technically, yes.
Started as a playwright.
Yeah, I guess. Tracy Letts.
Yep.
He's not that old.
Man, I remember when this won. The actor from it won a Tony as well. But I can't pull it. I'm not too sure.
I have no idea.
Doesn't ring a bell to me.
I think we're out.
If I said Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.
It's
hold on. That's yeah. It's not Beckett.
Oh no, it's that's totally right. Sam Shepard.
Sam Shepard.
No,
not Sam Shepard. No, sorry. Sam Shepard's the actor.
Living
I was
playwright.
I know. I always confused him. Tom Stoppard.
Tom Stoppard. That's correct.
There we go. I always confuse Sam Shepard and Tom Stoppard. I always think that Sam Shepard's playing a version of Tom Stoppard.
Always doing that.
I mean, who doesn't get that one confused all the time?
Who are these people?
All right, we're about halfway through the year. The Polar Prince lost contact with what submersible on June 18th? It was carrying 5 passengers headed for an exploration of an older wreck off the coast of Newfoundland.
It's so bizarre to me because this happened, Ken, when you and I were out of the country, and I feel like it was just this like huge news story the entire time we were
Titanic
gone.
Disaster.
This whole time we were gone, and we came back, and like everyone was like, "Weren't you following the sub like day to day?" And I'm like, "No."
I saw the sub thing. I wasn't following it day to day, but
This is the one that
was
blew
controlled
up,
by an
right?
Xbox controller.
Yeah,
It imploded. Yeah.
it imploded.
Well, right. They found it later on that it had imploded like almost immediately, and they just were looking for the wreckage, right?
It actually, for the sake of the deceased, it happened so quickly that it wouldn't have been possible for them to even recognize that it happened.
Right. Yeah.
So I guess that's a good thing.
What was it? It was Ocean something?
for the sake of the deceased. Quote of the year from Jeff right here.
It's the ocean spray.
And
For the sake of the deceased.
Yeah.
You just put that in front of any comment you want to make about anything. For the sake of the deceased, I'll take ketchup instead of mayo on that, please. So what was it called? Ocean something? Gate?
Ocean Gate was what everybody was calling it.
What was the name of the ship, though? Wasn't there a name?
yeah, that's what we're trying to think of.
But never sing.
Little Tugger.
Little Tugger. Ken,
The unimplodable.
no.
Titanic 2.
Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, we know.
Oh, what was the name of it?
We don't remember.
It was Ocean
clearly.
something, though, right? Ocean Liner, something Liner.
No, it was like a little tiny.
No, I know, but I think
sub.
the name of it was like the fake business name was like.
It was a sub so small you could also use it as suppository.
They'll live forever.
Right, we don't know.
Well, I didn't say the name of the wreck that it was looking for because that's part of the name of the submersible. So they were looking for the Titanic, and the submersible was just called the Titan.
Oh, the Titan, right?
Oh.
That's right.
Titan submersible. That's right.
On that note, before we get to another question, just wanted to thank you, Matt, for being a patron, obviously, for so long and for doing this with us. If you're listening to this is just a main feed bonus, but you can join us over at Patreon because we're doing some really exciting stuff. Matt and Jeff and Ken and myself, we're all going to be writing questions every week on Patreon. So every week you're going to get a Patreon bonus of 10 questions written by one of us. And then at the end of the month, you'll get your crop drop. So instead of 2 Patreon bonuses a month, you're going to be getting 4, 1 a week, which we're super excited about. We're going to be starting that January. So the first week of January, we're not sure whose game is going to go first. It's going to be sort of a grab bag. And you'll get some trivia every week in your inbox on Patreon, along with that crop drop at the end of the month. But also, if you join Patreon, you get some fun stickers and a welcome letter, and there's some other perks as well. Plus, we have a huge library, Jeff, of how many hours would you say at this point of content?
Hundreds.
Yeah, it's got to be 100, right? 100 hours at least?
Probably.
Least.
Yeah, I would think so. So, yeah, come join us over at Patreon, and you can get all of that bonus extra content. But most importantly, the newest initiative that we've done is all of the main feed episodes will be ad-free and released a little bit early. So if you join on Patreon, even at the lowest level, $1 a month, you'll get all the episodes ad-free. But if you want all that bonus audio content, you have to start with the $5 a month letter, which
The Oakland 5.
The Oakland 5, which is basically a modern-day cup of coffee. Is that right, Matt, the conglomerate?
For now, until inflation hits again.
Yep. Well, so yeah, forego 1 cup of coffee a month and join us over on Patreon for hours and hours of content.
Just thinking about that bit on South Park. Hey, everybody, inflation just kicked in. All right. The back half of the year begins now. On May 6th was the coronation of Charles III. His son William subsequently gained the title Prince of Wales as next in line for the British throne. Should he succeed his father and keep his current name, what regnal number is designated for William?
William the 4th?
I don't remember a William the Third. Do you?
I'm trying to think.
Was there 2?
I know there was a William who was a conqueror.
Is it just 2?
I'm trying to think. I'm a big Anglophile. I just watch so much British stuff. I'm trying to think. I think he'd be King William the Fifth.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just trying to think.
Let's go with Neal's answer.
Yeah,
he seems confident.
Yeah, I think it's 5th because there's a friend I talked to on Instagram who's a reporter for British royalty stuff, obsessed with. She has a podcast about it. We'll have to have her on the show, but she talks about this stuff all the time. I think it's the 5th.
Yeah, I remember Neal saying that the first real king, 1066, and that he can name them all. So
Yeah, right.
Bill the 5th.
William the Conqueror was indeed the first, and William, the current Prince of Wales, would become William the Fifth. That's correct.
Nicely done, Neal.
Nice.
I'm going to apologize in advance for this next question. I could not find a sports guy to ask this question, so I didn't have any idea if this was fair at all. It is hockey related, so that might get you.
Yay.
That might get you there.
Wayne Gretzky.
Connor Bedard.
Right. Amidst the increase in Canadian wildfires this past spring, what former Calgary Flame suggested on social media that governments were lying about the nature of climate change to facilitate so-called climate lockdowns?
Who would do that from the Flames? A former Flame?
Former.
I don't want to besmirch anybody.
Yeah.
For the sake
because
of the
they all
deceased.
listen to it.
Yeah.
For the sake of the deceased, yes.
For the sake of the deceased.
He is definitely not deceased.
Seeing as how he was making those comments, but
A former Flame. Is this no word if this is an active player in the league or not?
A former, I think.
I don't think they are an active player.
Should we say
they still have a presence in the NHL as far as I know?
maybe Jerome McGinley?
So that was going to be my guess, too.
He's a famous Flame.
He's the
I
only one
don't know
could-
if he's. I don't know anything about his personality, so I don't want to besmirch him.
again, this is just a guess. We're not making statements definitively.
Yeah, Jerome McGinley.
So this was actually Theo Fleury.
Oh.
Marc-Andre Fleury's dad?
I think they are related.
Is he just like an old player,
Cousin?
like former player?
I'm not sure.
He played in the early 2000s. He was
Okay.
He's only 5'6". He was a defender or goalie or something. I again, not a sports guy. I was just reading the Wikipedia article.
Scrappy.
Not a goalie, but yeah.
Yeah. He did try to make a comeback, and the Flames actually it reinstated. I don't know. They hired him again so he could retire as a Flame recently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
2016, 2017.
Okay.
All right, moving on. 2023 was a big year at the Academy Awards for some of our favorite 90s actors. Brendan Fraser and Ke Huy Quan walked away with Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor awards, respectively. In what 1992 teen comedy did they both appear?
Classic.
Oh yeah.
This is post Airheads.
This is
Airheads.
it might be 1 year before Airheads.
It's
I'm trying to think if Airheads was 93 or 91.
Encino Man, right?
It is Encino Man with Pauly Shore and Sean Astin.
And Ke Huy Quan.
And Ke Huy Quan, yeah.
One of my family's favorite horrible movies. Yes.
There's so many good Pauly Shore movies for any emotion that you might be feeling. You need any fix you need. If you're angry with your family, watch Son-in-Law. If you're angry with the military, watch In the Army Now. If you're angry with evolution, watch Encino Man.
And I just want to say too that last Academy Awards, I felt like it was like they got everything right. Mm-hmm. Insofar as like the winners and stuff, they got everything right, and I was very satisfied by the results. Would you say? Do you think so?
Yeah, Matt, what do you think?
I can't remember being so satisfied by Academy Awards.
My only complaint was that, all respect to Jamie Lee Curtis, I don't think that she beat out Stephanie Sue for her performance in that movie is just outstanding.
Yeah,
perhaps.
That was the only thing that made me sad.
But I love Jamie Lee Curtis having one though.
Yeah, it was a good legacy pick. Did I can't remember. Did Harrison Ford give Ke Huy Quan the Oscar? He should have. If not,
they met up on the carpet afterwards. But no, he was.
They should have done that. Where I know
Harrison Ford said, "Who are you again?"
I don't remember you, kid. It's funny though because the Oscars always like they predict what they think is going to happen, and sometimes it works out. Like when Lucas, Coppola, and Spielberg gave Scorsese his Oscar for The Departed, but then obviously the Chadwick Boseman kerfuffle did not work out well because they thought he was going to win. He did not. So maybe they didn't want that to happen again.
I just looked it up. Theo Ren Fleury, no relation to Marc Andre. Okay. So you can besmirch him all you want.
Besmirch your way.
But no, thank you. That was a good question, Kirk, and we hope to do laundry and taxes with you another time.
All right. Finland became the 31st full member of NATO on April 4th, and as its first official act as a NATO member, presented its formal approval of what nation to join the organization, whose NATO admittance was submitted before Finland and has consistently been blocked by Hungary.
I believe the other one was talking about joining was Sweden. Yeah, Jeff?
Could be. I know Sweden tends to remain really neutral on these things.
What is Hungary's problem with
I'm
Sweden?
almost positive it was Sweden. Let me rephrase.
Didn't Ukraine have issues trying to get in there too?
Yeah, well, they just got approval to like submit.
To submit.
They want to join the EU, and Hungary and Viktor Orban are pretty right wing, and they tend to have sympathies towards the current establishment in Moscow. So, Viktor Orban's a populist leader.
Sweden
I have
is
no opinion.
Reasonable. Yeah. Unless it was one of the Baltic countries.
I'm going to say my opinions for our geopolitical spin-off, but I'll let you guys handle this one.
I'm going to say Sweden.
I'm good with that.
It was, in fact, Sweden. This was a giant rabbit hole that I went down, and there's a whole thing about Sweden, Finland, and Hungary, and also Turkey being involved with sanctions on weapons exports and whatnot. And like you said, Hungary, Turkey, both more on the right-wing side. Finland and Sweden definitely being more liberal, so there's been some tension there. But yeah, they're still waiting on Hungary to give them the okay. Because NATO members have to be unanimously approved. All right. On March 19th, the investment banking firm UBS agreed to purchase what rival holdings company for 3 billion Swiss francs? The Swiss government orchestrated the bailout to avert a potential international banking crisis.
I don't remember this, Jeff.
Yeah, this isn't my kind of question.
Thinking about banking, I was just thinking about like the banking collapse that happened with was that SBS, or what was the California-based
SBS?
That was the crypto guys, right?
No, that was that was something too. But so UBS, is there a Swiss bank? Trying to think of another like Swiss bank.
Isn't there one called Swiss Bank?
That's what I'm thinking. But
is it just that simple? Is it the Swiss bank? And in all the movies, that's where everyone's gold always is. It's either in the Bahamas or in the Swiss bank.
Well, Switzerland generally, yeah, they tend to be.
Oh crap! I shouldn't have said anything about that account. Oh crap! I definitely shouldn't have said it was secret.
What did you say? SBS?
No, that was.
Oh,
I was thinking of like the California-based one, but
okay.
that was.
Are we way off, Kirk?
You're in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
I think it is a Swiss bank.
It's either
but I think
Swiss
it has a
bank or
name.
Swiss cheese.
Neal, you might have an
Swiss
into
cheddar.
this if you remember The Big Short. That film, they mentioned this holdings company in that movie.
Oh,
I blacked out on any scenes that didn't have Margot Robbie in it.
so most of the movie except that
I forgot she was in it.
couple little spots.
No, I'm just kidding. That's a great movie. I don't remember any of the financial jargon though.
Well, it's definitely not BlackRock.
I cannot remember. I know exactly what you're talking about now, but I can't pull the name.
We're gonna say Swiss Bank.
This is towards the end of the film where Brad Pitt's character calls up Credit Suisse to
Credit Suisse.
to
Credit
buy them out.
Suisse.
That's right.
I did actually write an SBS question for Silicon Valley Savings. I cut that one though because it seemed a little redundant with the other banking question.
Yeah, understood.
All right. On March 10th, Xi Jinping was elected to an unprecedented third term as president of the People's Republic of China after term limits were removed in 2018. How many years does one Chinese presidential term comprise?
I happen to know this because,
It's
of course,
long,
I do.
right? Isn't it 6 years? Is that right?
I don't believe it's that long. I believe the party meets every 5 years. Xi Jinping has been, he is both the leader of the Communist Party, which is probably the most powerful position, and then, of course, he is also president of China, and I believe it's 5 years.
Every 5 years, the president has to come out, climb a tree, and get some honey.
This is why we have no downloads in China.
Yeah, that's why.
It was 5 years. Yes, that's correct. He is currently
'Cause I
on
think-
his 11th year. Yeah.
Yeah. I was to say 2012, I think, was the first year he came out. So like every 5 years they like there's like a central part of the party that like makes all the decisions, and they like walk out in the order of importance, and that kind of announces kind of what you think the party's going to be doing for the next 5 years.
Okay.
Based
I
on,
think Triviality should walk out in order of importance.
And then we have we should have like smoke come out of a pillar when a new Triviality episode or something happens.
Like the Pope.
Like the Pope, yeah.
Triviality Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. With her 2023 Grammy win for the audiobook Finding Me, what performer became the 18th individual to complete the EGOT?
Oh, when this happened, I was like, oh, this is going to be a question. I better pay attention. And then, no. Do you remember?
So they had previously the Emmy, Tony, and Oscar, right? That's over.
Correct.
Yeah, and they had to get the Grammy. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, this just happened.
people who I think are close. Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, but she would have had a Grammy before.
Yeah.
Was it Cynthia Erivo? She didn't become an EGOT yet, did she?
Oh, it might have been.
Maybe she got an Oscar for music. I don't think she won it for acting.
No, definitely not.
So, yeah, I mean, she definitely would be someone who would have had all the other stuff.
Sounds good to me because I've never heard that.
I think
name.
she did become an EGOT, actually. Cynthia Erivo. She's got an amazing voice. She's going to be in the Wicked movie. I think it's that would be my guess. That's the only one I can pull off the top of my head. Cynthia Erivo.
This was actually Viola Davis.
Oh, Viola Davis. That's right. Oh, I knew. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think Cynthia Erivo has won an Oscar. That's what it is.
Excuse me?
All right.
You okay there, Neal?
Yeah, that was a video I was watching of Jake Johnson and anyway, New Girl when they were getting interviewed, and they said the wrong city in Tennessee, and they were losing it on the interview.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tony Award, Grammy Award. Okay, so she still has a couple ways to go here. Tony, Emmy, and
Not
Grammy.
even close.
Oh no, I wasn't close. She has a Tony, Emmy, and a Grammy, so she needs the Oscar. Yeah.
Okay.
She needs
luck.
the O.
Yep.
All right. The Department of Justice concluded a 3-year investigation of the Louisville, Kentucky Police Department with reasonable cause to believe that citizens' civil rights had been violated. Name the EMT whose untimely death triggered this investigation.
I don't remember this one either.
Yeah.
Was this Breonna Taylor?
Oh,
Was that long ago?
was that? I can't even believe that was this year. It seems like it was. Wow.
Yeah, as we get further into this game, I feel like none of this actually happened. I can't.
I think you're
remember
right,
any
Jeff.
of
I
this.
think she was an EMT.
That's a fine guess.
Yeah.
So we're going with Breonna Taylor?
Yeah.
That is correct.
All right.
I can't believe that was.
Good job,
What
Jeff.
date was that? Did you say?
I don't have a specific date for this one, but by my the surrounding questions, this happened either late February or early March.
Wow.
That's when they concluded the 3-year investigation.
They concluded the 3-year investigation, right?
Yeah. All right, we're almost back at the beginning of this year. Occurring on February 4th, what was the target of an attack by an F-22 deployed from Langley Air Force Base, estimated to be the highest altitude air-to-air kill in recorded history?
I don't think I heard about this at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't.
So what do we look at? What's the answer?
Oh,
comprised of?
wait, is this the weather balloon?
Oh, that thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Is that the Chinese weather balloon?
Chinese weather balloon.
Yeah, that was this year. That was definitely this year.
Well,
Because I was like, when he said air-to-air kill, I was like, I don't think it's an actual like. I was like, there's something here, and then I don't know what made me think of that, but it would have been high altitude.
Yeah. Okay. The balloon.
it wasn't actually a weather balloon. It did have surveillance gear aboard. It was a Chinese spy balloon, but that's close enough.
okay.
I'd give you that. I'd give you the point.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Last question.
It's made of the same material as a weather balloon.
Yeah.
This is the last question.
Last question for 2023.
Okay.
What town in Ohio was the location of a 38-car train derailment on February 3rd? Emergency crews conducted controlled burn exercises on the hazardous contents of some train cars, necessitating a 1-mile evacuation of nearby homes and businesses.
Oh,
You want to watch a great expose on that?
CGP Grey?
No, last week tonight, John Oliver did one on.
It was either going to be John Oliver or CGP Grey.
There's another channel I follow on YouTube. It's called Second Thought. They did a nice piece on
Didn't
this.
that
They
mess
actually
up
went
the
there.
water supply? Isn't that
Oh,
what
it's
people are
Yeah, it was
saying?
bad.
Is it
horrible
Akron?
environmental crisis. No, it's
Yeah.
a smaller town. I'm trying to remember the name.
I forgot this
Dayton?
was.
No, it's much
No,
smaller.
Dayton's too big.
No, if it was any of those towns, it would have been even more catastrophic. Like
It's
just
like,
orders of magnitude more catastrophic.
So do you remember the town?
I'm trying to remember
What's
it.
the town from Little Giants? Is it that one?
Oh, that's
Something Ohio. I don't remember which one it is.
Wasn't Akron?
It might have been
No.
Akron.
No, this would have destroyed.
No, I mean Little Giants might have been Akron.
That's where LeBron's from.
The
Really?
decision.
He's from Akron.
Mhm.
I knew he's from Ohio, but I couldn't
Yeah.
remember.
Well, I got nothing then.
Oh, Urbana was Little Giants.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're gonna say Urbana.
That's an Illinois city.
But it was Urbana, Ohio, though, in the movie.
I feel like
Yeah.
it starts with an F, maybe, or an L.
All right. We don't know. What's the answer?
This was East Palestine.
East Palestine.
I feel like I would remember that name. I don't know why I don't.
I sort of figured you guys were in the neighborhood, so you guys might have remembered that one being Midwest folks. So
Way East Palestine.
Well, we did not too bad, Kirk. Thank you so much for writing these questions. I think we can feel pretty good about our knowledge of the past year. Maybe not so much the beginning part of the year, but any shout outs you'd like to give before we let you go today? And we really appreciate all your time.
absolutely, I had several playtesters give me some feedback on this. Brittany Shaw, Brian Nash, and I think there were a couple others from the Discord, from the Crop Drop Discord that helped out. So yeah, thanks to all the playtesters, and let's looking forward to another great year.
Yeah.
And as always, we love our playtesters over at the Discord.
Yes, thank you so much to everyone who does that over there. And heard the name Brian Nash. We want to get Brian on the show. We'll have to make sure we can get him over here.
You have to get some
thank
pictures
you so
of
much.
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, exactly. That would be great. Well, thank you, Matt. We appreciate you putting this together as you've done the past few years. We hope people enjoy it. That's one type of trivia that we don't get a lot of around here is current events.
Yeah.
So it's good.
It's hard to do in podcast form sometimes.
Right.
But it's nice to do these yearly recaps.
Yeah, especially because we're usually a couple months ahead. But yeah, thank you for doing this. Thank you for being a Patreon supporter. If you want to join Matt, you can go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. Get all those bonuses starting in January and help support the show. We're on our road to 600 patrons if we can get there. Not too much to go, but if we can just get an extra few, we'll feel pretty good going into the new year. But yeah, thank you very much to Matt, Kirk, and our Matt, as well as Ken and Jeff. And before we go, though, we have to thank one more entity. And who is that, Ken?
Airwave Media. Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised.
You can find them at airwavemedia.com with other great podcasts such as Art of History, I Know What Scares You, and Sleepy.
All right.
Are you sleepy this morning?
A little bit. A little sleepy.
You're never going to figure out what scares me.
Well, tonight you can pop on the Sleepy podcast. How about that?
That sounds good. And maybe you'll have to find out. You have to listen and see if that's just Jeff talking to you and reading manuals.
Tell me about CGP Grey videos. All right. Well, that'll do it. Thanks again to Neal, Jeff, Matt. I'm Ken, and that was Triviality Bonus.
From the terrifying power of tornadoes to sizzling summer temperatures, AccuWeather Daily brings you the top trending weather-related story of the day, 7 days a week. You can learn a lot in just a few minutes with stories about impending hurricanes, winter storms, or even what not to miss in the night sky. So listen and subscribe to AccuWeather Daily wherever you get your podcasts. That's AccuWeather Daily wherever you get your podcasts.